in the worksheet, it's best to start out with the left side of each of these numbers in scientific notation. So you look at each one of these, and all we really care about are the digits. So 3 times a 6 squared over a 1. And so looking at this, you could just take the 30, multiply it by 3, you get 90. Take the 6, multiply it by 3, and you get 18. So doing it in your head, you can easily come up with 108 for the digit. So our digit then is going to be a 1. If you had an answer choice that was a 1, you would pick it over a 3 or a 5. And this is what we're really looking for here. Now, if you had more than one answer choice that had the same value, what you would have to do is figure out what the exponent is on the 10. So I'll change the pen color here and make it a little easier to deal with. Okay, so we got 10 to the 7th, 10 to the negative 1 squared, and 10 to the negative 1 cubed down here. So that's going to be a 10 to the 7th times a 10 to the minus 2 over a 10 to the negative 3. So that comes down to 10 to the 5th. And really, you don't need to write all this out. I'm just kind of doing it for your benefit. But this can be done pretty quickly in the head. Come up with 10 to the 8th. Oh, look at that. There's a... Oh, my 108th there. It looked like 10 to the 8th for a second, and I didn't remember writing it. But 10 to the 8th is what we got here. So I'm going to clear the screen a little bit. So for the left side, you've got a 1. And for the right side, you got 10 to the 8th. Now, this is the point where you've got to go back and fix it, because your 1 isn't really a 1. You remember that we took 3 times 36? What we really have to do is, this one is a 100, and you've got to fix it. Moving it down by 2 powers of 10, you got to move this one up by 2 powers of 10. You get 1 times 10 to the 10th. Oops. Now this may be the point where you are saying that you checked it in your calculator and it was not the same number. And this is a legitimate concern, so I'm going to explain what's going on there. See, when you do this kind of stuff, you have to be aware of whether your answer is too big or too small. Because you're going to introduce error when you round these numbers. And it just so happens that when the numbers are squared, that really makes the error build on you. And see, on MCAT questions, they tend to make the numbers work out kind of nicely. On this one with numbers I made up, it's a little bit trickier. But in any case, you got to know if your answer is too big or too small. And what you look at is, see, the 5.8 is less than 6, so that makes the numerator small, really makes the number smaller. And having the denominator bigger than a 1 makes it smaller. So this number is, the real number is going to be smaller than your answer. So your answer is an overestimate. And if you did happen to check this in your calculator, you would find out that you've got a 7.8 times 10 to the 9th, which is smaller than 1 times 10 to the 10th. And really, this is a big enough difference to care about, but you can attribute that mostly to me picking numbers that maybe could have been better.